What is going on, guys? Dave from Wake Up It's Football alongside of Ezra from Idiot Ezra, bringing you guys Red Zone Blitz this week for week one of the preseason. Now, before we started the show, me and Ezra off camera arguing about the Fantasy Football League, so we're about to get into this one right now. But before we do, got to introduce Ezra. How's it going, man?
Feeling good. Remember, guys, if you guys do want to talk during the week until the next Red Zone Blitz, follow us on Twitter and my Snapchat at Idiot Ezra. And David, come on. We told you guys last week we're ready to rock and roll. Football season's here. And we talk all the time about football. Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat.
Yes, sir. Feel free to hit us up during the week whenever that may be. We will respond to you guys anytime, anywhere, any place. Now, Ez, I told you tonight, man, I said, I'm going to talk to you, especially you, on camera in front of everyone, because you were the last one. You haven't even done it yet to sign up for the Fantasy Football League. We have,
as I said in the chat, I'm holding out like Joey Bosa. 12 teams for this league. 12 teams. I think that's the perfect number when it comes to fantasy football. Not 10, not 8, which is terrible.
Way too
12.
Too little. But I think 10 is the perfect balance. We're going to do 8. But I'm looking at the league right now. We're going to do 10. I'm looking at the league right now. 9 teams have filled this league. We are waiting on one person. Who is that person? Who is it, Ez?
The future champ, me.
Oh.
Who else?
Oh, the future.
We were arguing off camera about the fantasy host, and he went with ESPN. And it's clear that Yahoo's the best fantasy football.
Not even close. Yahoo. I did Yahoo
provider out there. Come on now.
Yahoo was terrible.
Has the best interface.
No, it has the worst interface.
And has better fantasy advice.
It's terrible. It is terrible. I cannot stand Yahoo.
So if you guys have ever used either or, please give your votes. We already got one vote for ESPN by Super Hippo. But Yahoo.
Here's the thing. For those who are watching who are in the league right now, before we dive into the Red Zone Blitz, we're opening up with this Fantasy Football League because last week what happened was we introduced the idea, or I introduced the idea. I said we're going to get me as if you haven't noticed, the divisions are named Dave and Ez. It's not East and West, North and South. It's the Dave division and the Ez.
Oh, so you gonna put me in the other division? Oh, you better, because you know you coming in second place. Oh. Smart man, that was a smart move right there.
Okay, but anyway, so last week we asked you guys to provide us your email addresses, and the league was full in a matter of about, I'd say 10-15 minutes. I had more email addresses than the amount of teams that there are. So
shout outs to everyone in the chat. You guys are awesome. Always supporting us. And you guys, in an instant, filled up the league.
That was awesome. So I appreciate you guys doing that. Now, a couple of things, if you haven't noticed with this league, for those who are in it, we got to make sure that some of these rules are addressed. There's just going to be, I think it was 4 things that I changed with the scoring. I think it's going to be a half a point per reception. So we are doing PPR.
Oh man, we're doing PPR. That is terrible.
We can change it. We have another month.
I hate PPR. That's just me personally. If the people want PPR, we'll do PPR. I've always hated PPR.
I've never done it, but I thought everyone would want it, so that's why I added it. I can change it if I wanted to, but we are doing bonuses for running backs who run for 100 to 199 yards. I think it's an extra point. If a running back runs for 200 yards plus, it's 2 points. And then for quarterbacks who throw for over 400 yards, I think it's an extra point. So then I added something for receivers, which is point per reception. Now, if we want to change that, we can change that.
I am personally not a fan of it because you're awarding, you could get a 3-yard loss and get a point.
So you got Zachification says do PPR. Super Hippo says no PPR, do standard. Black Mama says ew PPR. Andrew Kim says PPR. So we're kind of
we're divided here. We're divided here.
I personally I would prefer no PPR because that's how I've always played. I've played more standard than not standard. So I could turn PPR off. Ezra doesn't want it. I'm more in favor of not having it. So I could turn that off. Couple other things before we dive into the show for this league. I've changed the amount of acquisitions that you can make from free agency, the waiver wire, down to 35. So it's roughly averages about two per week instead of unlimited. And then what was the last thing I wanted to address before we got into this show? There was one more thing I thought. I put up a poll. Would we rather have 7 bench spots or 6 bench spots and an IR spot? Which I've never played with an IR spot, but I thought that was interesting. If there's a player who gets injured, he's going to be out 5, 6, 7 weeks, but you don't necessarily want to drop him. You don't necessarily want to have him on your bench. You put him in that IR spot maybe. I've
never did an IR spot for a standard league. For a dynasty league, I'm going to do that, but I've never did it for a standard league. I don't care either way, but I've never done it for a standard league.
Zachification says no PPR. Raider Hazard says no PPR. Looks like we're doing no PPR then. I'll go turn that off after the show.
We got Jason. We got Bird Gang saying, hey, make a 12-team league. I'm in there. Woo! I vote yes. That's me. Talk about you got Super Hippo talking about 10 teams.
12-man league, huh?
I say 12. That's what that's what real football enthusiasts get into. You know what? I did a 20. That was the worst. I did a 20-team standard league. Now you're talking about the scraps, okay? You have no idea. I had to go through not only my garbage can. I had to go through people's garbage cans to find players. I was using the special team guys, hoping they get a reception, something. It was so bad. Never do it.
So for the
past 12 is bad.
The guys who are already in it: Raider Hazard, Zachification, Andrew Kim, Super Hippo. Do you guys think we should make it a 12-man league to let Bird Gang in, Jason Fay in? Or should we keep it 10 the way it is? Because that might actually mess up I could keep the draft order the way it is and give them the 11th and 12th spot if we were to do that. But anyway, we'll figure that out. We'll keep an eye on the comments section. But let's get into the Red Zone Blitz.
And I just want to I'm going to be doing a Dynasty League series on my channel. So when I set up my Dynasty League, I'm going to be, recording that and see how I go through the future. And if you guys don't know what a Dynasty League is virtually you keep your whole team that you draft. In the future seasons, you draft rookies, etc., etc. And you obviously could trade draft picks, and that's how you make up your team with trading, pickups, and etc.
So, first topic on hand for tonight is the NFL Hall of Fame nominees. The guys who got in. First, did you end up watching any of that at all?
Me, absolutely not. I wasn't even interested in no shape or form to watch the Hall of Fame game.
Not the game. Not the game.
Anything. To be honest, to me, it's summertime. The last couple, I've always told you, David, I don't like Thursday night football. I don't like Saturday night football. I don't like all these extra days of football because it waters it down for me. And for me, I know football's been off since February, but it's summertime. I like the sun. I like to be out, and I like to have my life outside of football. So when preseason come around, I don't want to see or people talking about. We've heard the storylines. We've heard every single thing throughout the whole offseason, the storyline going into this year, what the teams are, the makeup is. So I don't need to hear any of this stuff even more from the analysts. And when it comes to the game itself, I don't need to watch future Canadian football players. All right? That's just not me. I'm not into that. Because that's who you're going to be watching in week 1, Hall of Fame game, week 2 of the preseason, week 3 starts picking up a little bit. And that's when I'll start putting my interest in watching some of these games is in week 3 of the preseason, week 4 of the preseason. Watch a quarter of that, then boom, I'm done for the night.
I watched the Hall of Famers get enshrined. I actually watched the whole thing because I had nothing better to do. But one of the main reasons, obviously, is why I tuned in was because of Brett Favre.
Woo, legend.
In previous years, I didn't even bother watching. I think the year Deion Sanders, who was it? Deion Sanders or Chris Carter, somebody. One of the big, prime time prima donna receiver, cornerback. I can't remember more recently. I watched a little bit of that, but I don't usually watch it. But for this year, I made some time, watched it. It was interesting, it was all right. Tom Jackson, I really like Tom Jackson. That was his last ESPN broadcast, whatever you want to call it on TV, that he ended up doing with Chris Berman. So,
and they replaced him with Randy Moss, right?
Randy Moss, Charles Woodson,
garbage,
and Matt Hasselbeck,
garbage.
The new, I think Sunday morning countdown, or whatever they call that show. I used to watch it all the time, but
I've seen Randy Moss a little bit on Fox Sports. He doesn't intrigue me. Keyshawn Johnson, he left also ESPN, also didn't intrigue me as analyst. Maybe I'll see how Matt Hasselbeck is.
I don't know.
But I really don't care for these guys that do the halftime shows. The best halftime show or analyst show is TNT's basketball NBA with Charles Barkley, because those guys are funny. It's not even like they know what the hell they're talking about half the time. They're just hilarious. They're entertaining. That's what I want for my, for my viewing purposes. I love entertainment more than the analyst part, because half the time they're saying the same crap we're saying. So I don't know. I don't think they add anything value when it comes in terms of the football analysts on the field. So I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, usually most of the time I'm not extremely excited about players turning into analysts. I understand they played the game and they understand the game more than anybody else, but sometimes you need to have that personality on TV. Sometimes some of those guys are personalities, and the way they talk and the way they try to make their points, it doesn't exactly relay the best when it comes to analyzing or public speaking. I think the player that comes to mind was it Bart Scott?
Yeah, Bart Scott. He's on
CBS.
Yes, CBS.
Guy, I don't know about him, man. I don't know if he still has that job or not, but
he's still there. Him, Tony Gonzalez.
Is it Bill Cowher?
Bill Cowher. Dan Marino was there. No, it's Phil Simms. No, not Phil. It's Boomer.
Yeah.
Scott, Tony Gonzalez.
Yeah, but according to Bird Gang, though, the Red Zone Blitz is the best post-game show. So I'm going to start opening up the show, critically acclaimed by Bird Gang as the best post.
Like the movie, the movies when they do the advertisement or the trailers, will be like, awesome, best post-game show by Bird Gang. Get that voice to do it. But some of these players are great at what they do. And I'm not gonna say some of these analysts are great what they do, and they do add a value to me when it comes to terms of the technical side of the field and the X and O's. I really like that when they know what they're talking about, but half of these guys don't, which I understand. They're big names. Okay, that's why you get the Randy Mosses. You get the Shannon Sharp. He's coming out with a new show. I hear. I don't know if it's been confirmed. He's doing the new show with Skip Bayless on Fox Sports. They're going to be the new debate team. So
let me tell you something, though. ESPN, a lot of personalities are getting sucked in by Fox Sports. Left and right, it seems like guys are just leaving. Colin Cowherd, he technically got fired, I believe, but Fox Sports they don't care why or where or anything about Colin Cowherd. Why he got fired? Bring him on down. That was a big acquisition for them.
Jason Whitlock. They got they got plenty of them. Skip Bayless was another big. He was probably the biggest star at ESPN. Skip is probably their biggest star. Am I right or wrong? First Take, even though I never watched First Take, and I totally disagree with everything Skip Bayless basically says. Okay, 95% of the time I disagree with him. He was a big name in their field. So, and one of the biggest shows too. So yeah.
Mike Tirico's no longer with ESPN.
Yep, he's with NBC. Sports.
Like these guys are dropping like flies, and it's making me wonder. It's like, what's going on over there?
That one hurt me. That one hurt me. Mike Tirico, I think he was probably the best, play-by-play guy for the NFL for ESPN. Love him on Monday Night Football. Thought he was amazing.
Not anymore.
Nope, not anymore.
So we got off on a tangent here, but all right, you didn't watch the NFL Hall of Fame, fine. But now the Hall of Fame game, you already gave your thoughts about. You don't give a crap about preseason, but for people like me, who do give a crap, who do want to watch their team, the green and gold. You didn't see anything
nope.
Brett Favre related at all.
I've only on Instagram or Twitter and stuff like that, which I'm happy for to see my boy, probably my favorite player of all time, Brett Favre, be enshrined. But I am such at odds with the Hall of Fame and most sports that I really don't care if they're enshrined or not, because in my eyes, certain players are Hall of Famers no matter what, if they're enshrined or not.
Well, the Packer fans made a huge contribution to that being a success. Huge go Pack go chants and everything. It was awesome. So they were there to watch the game the very next day, and that obviously didn't happen because of the paint. And for those who don't know, I uploaded a video about that as soon as it happened. It's like I'm sitting here ready to watch this game, and Chris Berman says, "Well, you know what? It doesn't look like this game's going to happen." I'm like, I've never heard those words spoken by anyone ever. Like, oh, this game's just not going to happen. So I keep watching. It's like, oh, the paint on the field. It's like it like congealed or something at the 50-yard line in the two end zones. And the cleats would have been getting stuck to the paint and all that crap. Do you think the person responsible? Now, I know you said you didn't care to watch this, but is anybody supposed to be responsible for this paint debacle and serve any sort of punishment for this? Or do you just be like, you know what, just let it go?
Yeah, the NFL, the owners of the Steelers, okay, everyone that's, executive management should be held responsible, okay? Because you should know what kind of paint is going on your field. And I've heard for years that the Heinz Field has always been a problem for players. Players for years have, and I blame the Players Association too, because I've been hearing for years that this field is atrocious. Even one of the players, who's the backup running back for the Steelers?
For the Steelers, D'Angelo
Williams. I think it was him that tweeted. He said, "Oh, now you guys want to cancel games. What happened when our kicker tore his, ACL because of the field?" So he's been complaining about this field for years. So players have and everything. So everybody should get blamed. And finally they took a step and looked out for the player's safety and not only thought about money.
Well, it's funny because my one of my best friends is in the comment section right now. And he says, I came here to see the boot, right? I think the person who painted that damn field deserves to get the boot for making me miss.
Why is it him? Why is it the person that painted? Not everybody else, but the person, the
who's
worker.
Who's the person? All right, better yet, the person who was responsible for that paint being where it was in order for the person to paint the field. Whoever that person is, give him the boot.
You know what? For everybody.
Yes.
I just blamed a lot of people, right? For that debacle. Everybody's getting the boot. Everybody's getting the damn boot, all right? They all get it. They all get boots everywhere, all right? Roger Goodell, everybody's getting boots. I got plenty to go around, son. canceling David's preseason game? Why are you canceling David's preseason game? These Canadian players, future Canadian players, need their shine.
Oh,
The
man.
safety first, baby.
Well, why is there a box of sneakers in your room like that?
I told you I moved like a month ago, and I just haven't taken them out. Now I have to pick up all these shoes from the floor. Thanks a lot, guys, for giving me work.
Anyway, now the guy not responsible for the paint gets the boot. Thank God, because if that didn't happen, maybe the end of the world would have been here. So let's get to another topic now. Okay, we used to talk about this guy all the time. Okay, it's a very popular topic on ESPN. Timmy Tebow, right? Wants to come back, start an MLB career. He's about to be 29 years of age. Does Mr. Ezra, does Tim Tebow sign with a major league team?
Yes, but does he end up?
Ooh, yes.
But does he end up on a major league field? That's a different question, and I think that's a different answer too. I don't think he ends up on a Major League Baseball field, but on a major league contract, why not? He's going to sell tons of tickets for a AAA team, whatever kind of A team, minor league team, and let's not act like Tim Tebow's got zero history in baseball too. Let's give him some credit. I don't think he'll make it because, you just don't pick up a bat and you start, killing the league, because baseball out of all sports is probably the most technical, and you got to get that rhythm in, and it just doesn't happen in a couple weeks. But the man almost hit 500 in high school. He's got the athletic ability. He's got, I've read, and let me give a shout out to Fox Sports, their website, that his high school coach, he's a 5'2" player, and an Angels former scout. Now he's with the Red Sox. Said we would have drafted him if he would have put in his something baseball note. I guess
that doesn't mean a damn thing. There's GMs drafting their own daughters in the 37th round.
I'm saying this is not his son. This is not Tim Tebow's father. Okay, that's a scout. He said we would have drafted him if he would have sent back something about his baseball notes or something like that. But it was always clear that football was his first love, and he really didn't want to pursue it. Obviously, with the NFL blackballing him, I don't know why this guy should be on the NFL roster, backup quarterback for some team out there, but that's a different story, different day, and we should all give it up. He's never going to be in the NFL now. But he's got the talent. I don't think he'll make it. He's a big name, so yeah, I think he'll be signed.
Let me tell you something I disagreed on with what you said. I don't think Tim Tebow signs with a team unless he makes it. He makes the team. He's not signing for double or triple A. He doesn't want to play in the minors.
It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. Even Michael Jordan had to play in the minors.
He's literally figured that he's going to swing for the fences on this. He wants to be on a major league baseball team. He doesn't want to be in double A.
MJ had to play in the minors. MJ had to play in the minors. Tim Tebow's ass, no matter how much praying he's going to be doing, he's not going to go straight to the Major League Baseball. It's just not going to happen. But let me tell you something interesting about, I wrote some of this facts down from Fox Sports. He had 494 with 4 home runs and 30 RBIs and earned all-county, all-state honors, right? And he helped the Florida State. He made the team make it to the Florida State tournament that year after just winning 4 games the year before. The man's a winner. No matter what sport he does, no matter what he does, he's a winner.
I'll give him this. They released the very first video of him taking batting practice. And this guy was absolutely jacked, right?
He's 6 foot. He's 6'4".
Like, pah!
He's like 6'4", 260. The man is physically, like I said, he's got the tools.
His arms is like the size of a watermelon, each one. And he's just sitting there and just destroying these baseballs. But with that said, I don't think he makes a major league team. I
Never know. You never know. I don't know if I don't think he'll make a major league team, but if he has huge power, which I imagine he should, you never know. You never know, my man. I don't count out Tim Tebow. The man's a winner.
Like they say, though, never say never.
And I wish him luck. I was never a Tim Tebow guy, but then he changed my view, and I wish him success. And it sucks that the NFL blackballed him.
Off the field, I am a Tim Tebow guy. On the field, I am not a Tim Tebow guy.
On the field, I'm a Tim Tebow guy because he's better than a lot of these backups out there.
He's just not a quarter. He's a running, type of quarterback. He's not that pocket passer, man.
Which I agree. But if I need to get a guy in there for 2 quarters because my guy's hurt, or for a couple games, why not? I would trust it to Tim Tebow. Like I said, he helped it. It's a fact. He helped a team go to the playoffs and beat the Steelers in the playoffs.
It is a fact.
A fact. No one can change that. No matter how much you guys want to say he sucks, he this and that. Facts is, went to the playoffs and won a game. How many backups can you say have done that? That's it. Tim Tebow, drop the Bible and walk away. That's how you do it. Boom.
Hell, how about this guy then? How about your buddy, Joey Bosa? Right? Joey Bosa and the Chargers. Now, you said last week that the circus might be in San Diego. And right now, it might be. Because, a report now has come out stating that the Chargers, they want to defer roughly half of Bosa's signing bonus, which means that the $17 million guaranteed would be paid half in 2016, and then the other half would be paid leading up to March of 2017. And Bosa, I guess the main disagreement is he wants it all this year in 2016, all $17 million of the signing bonus. Because remember, he was drafted 3rd overall. The further you go down per pick, the less money you get. So 3rd overall, you're still getting paid a lot of money. So again, Bosa wants all $17 million in this year. And then it doesn't also help that Bosa's mom says that they should have pulled an Eli Manning on draft day.
Doesn't bother me. She said that.
You know what? Obviously, she's going to stick up for her son, and who's not. But just sign the damn contract already, right? You gotta.
Nope. No, baby. Why is that always got to be on the team's terms? Huh? Why? Because of the NFL? Because it's a dream? Because he was drafted by them? No. This is a business. How many times I got to spit this to you guys? Business. Negotiations. You don't like something, you don't have to take it. Guess what? If the Chargers don't sign him, I'll go back in the draft next year. See you later, buddy. Give me my damn money. It's my money. Okay? I got drafted 3rd overall. The CBA, which you agreed to, lots me a certain amount of money. Pay me my goddamn money. It's that simple. You don't want to? I'll see you later.
That's
hasta mañana.
They're going to pay him the money. They're not going to give it all to him right now.
Stack that ass, Phillip Rivers. I hope I get drafted by the Raiders next year so I can come for that ass. Okay? He is a rookie. That makes no sense. Let me read something for you by USA Today. Okay? For some reason, you guys keep forgetting athletes are humans. Okay? You have a job, David. I have a job. Guess what? I'm not going to listen to everything my company says. Something I'm not flying with. I'll see you later, son. He has leverage. Let him use it. But let me, USA Today, what do the Chargers want? The team wants to hold off playing, blah, 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 what David just said. The Chargers say they do not want to break precedent by doing so, despite the fact that every top 3 pick over the last 5 years have paid their bonus by the end of the rookie season. So Joey Bosa wants the same thing the last 5 years the top 3 picks has gotten, and there's a problem. You're looking at him as the problem. Sorry, not with that bandwagon. I'm not on that boat. Ezra's on a jet ski saying, you guys are crazy.
Let me tell you, hey, Mr. Jet Ski, let me tell you something. When was the last time the Chargers drafted in the top 3 in the last 5 years? This is uncharted territory, and they don't want to pay the money.
guess
They're
what?
going to pay him
They're
anyway.
gonna have this problem. So
They're
it's
gonna
not
do
his fault.
by
It's
March.
not Joey Bosa's fault. These guys, all this other crap. That makes no sense. That doesn't compute. What does that matter?
They're going to pay him the money. They're going to pay him the money.
Top three picks the last 5 years have given paid that money. Give him his money.
Somebody's going to give in. It's a matter of time. Preseason's here, and they're still arguing about it. They haven't even made contact with each other in the last 12 days. They haven't. They one side, the Chargers are just well, he's going to come back. He's going to sign this contract. He's going to do Bosa. Well, you know what's Bosa doing? Oh, well, they're going to call me, and they're going to give me that money guarantee. So I'm just going to sit here. And both sides are just sitting here, arms crossed, sitting back, waiting for one side to call. Nobody's calling. No one's picking up the phone.
Listen to this. More USA Today. Is that really the only issue? Not exactly. The Chargers also want to include what's called offset language in Bosa's contract, which essentially allows the teams to save a few millions if they decide to cut Bosa after his third season and signs with another team. What's Bosa's reaction to this? Bosa says he's already agreed to the offset language. If the Chargers agree to pay him his signing bonus by the end of next season. So he's saying, yeah, I'll agree to offset language if you pay me my money. Or he agreed to hold off the signing bonus payment if the team agrees to drop the offset language. So he's saying, all right, you can pay me half if you drop the offset. You can't have both ways on this. He said he'll accept one, but not the other. This is USA Today. So really, the Chargers are just being cheap. The USA Today says, yes, most teams are willing to give their top picks or one or the other, if not both. Bosa isn't asking for anything crazy here, unquote, by USA Today. Just to let you know what the USA Today says. Okay? Give him his money. Okay? You draft him third overall pick. You already know how much money the third overall pick is going to get. Give him his money. If he already agreed to one of your offset language details, give him his money. So no, Joey Bosa doesn't have to sign anything if he doesn't like anything.
He's not going to sign anything, but he needs to figure that this is the team right now. The team right now, as overall whole, needs Joey Bosa to be getting these valuable reps because their pass rush.
Well, and whose fault is that?
We're not talking about that. Their pass rush has been terrible.
Yes, the team has been bad.
Also in the lineup. The team right now is acting extremely immature for not contacting their player. Joey Bosa, last I heard, as of July 28th, made an attempt to counter their offer, but both sides aren't talking. Somebody needs to just be like, hey, you know what? We need somebody. I don't know who, but they need to figure this out.
Somebody's bank account needs to be appropriately deposited. Okay, someone's bank account needs to see some cash flow. That's what needs to happen. Okay, at the appropriate time and appropriate times. And this is not Eric Weddle left for a reason. Phillip Rivers, we heard all those rumors, were thinking about leaving for a reason. This organization is thinking about leaving San Diego for a reason. This team, this organization has been a mess the last 5 years, and not all on the field because they've been putting some quality on the field because mostly of Phillip Rivers. But when you got your best defensive player leaving and crapping on you on his way out, they should tell you something about the organization and the management. And Phillip Rivers having reservations before signing his extension should tell you some things about this organization. And why they can't lure in big-time free agents should tell you something about this organization. Something's gone wrong the last couple years with this team, and that's management.
I'm interested to see who gives in. I want to see it.
Well, either way, but Bosa's, it's going to be a lot. I
feel like Bosa will get his money either way.
But it sucks if he has to wait another year and he has to get redrafted. Is he going to be a top 3 pick next year? He might not be, so he might lose.
That doesn't happen. I don't think he sits out and
I don't think so either because you're losing.
When does that happen? That never happens.
There's things like this. If you sit out for the year, you're losing a year of eligibility when it comes to free agency and earning. You don't know your draft position next year. And the Chargers obviously lose a big piece to their puzzle for the future when it comes to terms of this defense. So it's a loss if he doesn't get signed. Both ways. It's plain and simple. So I understand his stance. That's it. I understand both sides, but right now I guess I understand the Charger side of a little bit. They're just being extra stubborn. I think they're in the wrong here, and they're just trying to take advantage of a situation because of the CBA and such. I think they're just trying to use all their leverage because with the CBA, the leverage is on the organization side, and Bosa's not having it, and props to him.
I think he's the only pick left that hasn't signed by, I think, a long shot now.
Ever since the new CBA, this thing doesn't happen. So this is rarity for this new era for rookies. You know, because once you get slotted somewhere, you already know how much you're going to get paid.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, right.
This is not the old school days where teams used to have to fight with their first round draft picks to get in camp.
Ezra, that was very well put.
No, thank you. That's very rare of me.
Taking a very small break here to remind you guys that if you want to talk more football, as Ezra mentioned before, after the show is over, feel free to hit us up on Facebook and Twitter. The handles are down below. We're always on there. We're always active, and we will respond to you guys, and we will respond to your tweets. So feel free to hit us up at any time to talk football during the week when the show is not live. Let's talk some Los Angeles Rams. Now they're not too far from the San Diego Chargers. The Los Angeles Rams, more recently, some of the lingerings that you've been hearing is that quarterback Case Keenum in week number 1 should be the starter. Now, none of the preseason games have been played yet. I think the first episode or whatever of Hard Knocks is on TV now, HBO. So we're starting to kind of get to see the Rams a little bit. They're going to start him over Jared Goff. I'm going to ask you a question, Ezra. If Case Keenum is the starter week 1, over under 4 games that Keenum starts before he gets benched for Goff.
I should have pulled up the Rams schedule for this upcoming season to give you a better answer. But I'm going to go with over. I'm going to go with over, and not by much. I'm going to say by week 6 or 7, that's when Jared Goff comes in. Because it's not like Jeff Fisher asks his quarterback to carry the team. He asks his quarterback to be a game manager, don't make mistakes, and let Todd Gurley do everything on the offensive side of the ball. So I'm going to go with over. If this defense and Todd Gurley, who is going to be spectacular, who will probably end up being one of the top 3 running backs in the NFL at the end of the year, do their job, I think Case Keenum keeps his job for 5-6 weeks, and then eventually Jared Goff, because they'll need some offensive punch over the top, will provide that, and they'll bring him in because you're in LA too. You want to start sizzling in this huge market, and you want to bring in the guy that you traded half everything for, right? But the guy you brought in. So and that's the most marketable guy. That is your quarterback.
Yeah, it'll be definitely interesting to see that first overall pick not start, week 1. But I would give it, I think, I want to look at the schedule because Rams schedule 2016. Because I actually didn't look at the schedule. Looks like they're opening up at the 49ers. Then they play the Seahawks, at the Buccaneers, and at the Cardinals. Wow, a lot of NFC games right there right away. Or NFC West, you got Cardinals, Seahawks, Niners are playing their division right away. Those are always the most brutal games. I don't know. I might say under. I might say maybe Keenum goes 4 games, but you got to play a defense in Seattle and Arizona, which are not very easy. You got to play the Buccaneers on the road, who some are saying, including yourself last week, could be an up-and-coming team. I think right now the Niners are probably the weakest team out of those first 4 teams. But I might say under. I might say we see Goff earlier than 4 or earlier for the Rams. I just don't see a first overall pick. The amount of picks that you give up to go up and to acquire that first overall pick and draft Goff, it means you must have seen something you absolutely, loved in a quarterback. When you're doing your due diligence, you're doing your scouting, you're doing your interviews at the combine, all that stuff. The whole entire process. You saw a player in which, you thought that giving up X amount of picks, which is essentially part of your future, to go up and get this guy. I say less. I say Keenum is one of those guys who is a very, very good backup. But I think Goff ends up taking that job over at some point. Wouldn't shock me if he started week 1. We saw that preseason.
I read to you before we started the show that Jared Goff has already starting to receive more first-team reps. We already know that Jared Goff at some point is going to take over, and this is going to become his franchise. And like you said, over under for 4 weeks. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with over, not by much, because it's not like Case Keenum, unless obviously he plays out of his mind, out of nowhere. But that indicates play calling too. That indicates that Jeff Fisher is gonna be more aggressive and be more balanced than he has been the last couple years, and trusting his quarterback and going down the field and etc.
Arizona Cardinals. I was just thinking, they extended Carson Palmer's contract and Larry Fitzgerald's contract, which is a little surprising to me with how old Carson Palmer is. I know Fitzgerald's a little older as well, but how old is Carson Palmer to be extending his contract?
Well, hey, quarterbacks take you can last a long time with
He's
a quarterback
right now.
You can play a quarterback until 40 years old.
If you're really good.
Look at Tom Brady. He's really good. He's 40.
Well, I know that Tom Brady's a damn anomaly. I know. Gave me Tom Brady or Carson Palmer. There's no competition there.
I'm just saying Peyton Manning played until 30, but he started falling off at 39. So you get 3 more years. If you can get 2 more years out of Carson Palmer, you'll be extremely happy. After this, if you get up to 2 more years after this, you'll be extremely happy.
As long as the play is consistent. If you start seeing, if the age starts getting to him,
you'll see it. You'll see it.
Oh yeah,
real quick.
Oh yeah.
Father time doesn't lose.
We saw that with Peyton last year. So
Peyton and surgeries. I think that neck surgery and Father time, both got up to him at the same time, and we saw the result of that.
A couple news and notes from around the league. More recently, for those who don't know, Bills rookie linebacker Reggie Ragland will miss the 2016 season with a partially torn ACL. That's huge for them. I think they were planning to play Reggie Ragland at inside linebacker in Buffalo. And when you scout Reggie, he was a player, I think, probably the best inside linebacker. Sorry, I should take that back. If who's the player that Dallas drafted in the second round? I can't believe I just forgot his name. You guys will remind me in the chat, I'm sure. But he was. If it wasn't for injuries, he wouldn't have been the best. But
the Jaguars, Miles Jack?
No, not Miles Jack.
Oh,
not Miles Jack. The guys will remind me in the chat. I know they will. But Jalen Smith, there it is. With the exception of injuries, he was the best linebacker, I thought, because Miles Jack fell due to injury. Jalen Smith fell due to injury. Reggie Ragland, the Bills saw something in him, and all offseason, they've just been hyping him up, talking about, man, this guy looks phenomenal. And then he partially tears his ACL, so they're going to have to plan around that. I think they brought in Brandon Spikes. They just recently signed on a 1-year contract. David Hawthorne's on the roster. So they're going to kind of have to figure out who to play there, unfortunately for them. That's a big blow. I thought I was kind of excited to see them feature him at linebacker. So big blow for the Bills there. The Eagles offensive tackle Lane Johnson will miss the first 10 games, which he's appealing due to PEDs. So that's a PED suspension. He's going to try and appeal that. 10 games is a lot. I think he's been suspended for it once before. I think that's why it's so harsh. 49ers quarterback Blaine Gabbert right now is being talked about as the enormous favorite to win the starting job over Colin Kaepernick. And Broncos quarterback Mark Sanchez and quarterback Trevor Siemian will both play a full quarter for their first preseason game. And Paxton Lynch will play the entire second half. I believe that's tomorrow night against the Chicago Bears. So there's just some headlines right now going around the NFL. But we might be taking some questions a little early. But that's okay.
It's always good to take questions from the gang down there in a FanDuel comment box. Does it bother you that Josh Norman took a job with Fox during the year and didn't seek permission from the Redskins?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you want to talk about money? This goes back to making money. This guy potentially planning for his future. I think he did mention something like that. After football, man, you have to have something on your resume other than I played football. I was a football player. Well, what else have you done besides playing football? So, this could be a potential, thinking about the future type of move. And if he wants to work for an ESPN or a Fox News or an MSNBC or whatever, reporting on football, then so be it. I don't see a problem with that as long as it doesn't interfere with his current job being an
For some reason, I don't know why this was big news and why it's a controversy. It's plain and simple what Josh Norman said. I'm doing this on my time off.
Yeah.
That's it. And if that's the case, you can't say nothing to him. It's time off. I don't understand why I really don't understand why people try to regulate other human beings on their work life and on their life, period. Because guess what? Your ass wouldn't like if I told you or anybody else what to do on your free time, what to do at work, and etc. People are hypocrites, and it pisses me off more and more each year when it comes to sports athletes. These are humans. They're just sports athletes. They get paid very well. Just because they play for your team or you feel like they're entitled and this and that, you're an idiot. You're just a hypocrite. That's it.
I hate to change the subject, but I was reading the comments. Zachification is he's bringing it to your Jets right now, man. You might want to go in the comment box and check that.
I already saw that. He said my Jets could be 0-6 to start the year because we go to, we play against the Bengals, the Bills, Chiefs, Seattle, Steelers, Arizona.
That's brutal, man. Hey, let me tell you something. I actually didn't look too much into this. I just heard about it. Do you have do you know anything about why or what happened with Brandon Marshall and Darrelle Revis getting into it at camp?
No, I didn't hear anything about that, and it's probably the usual camp stuff,
Something about not disrespecting. Darrelle told Brandon, don't disrespect me or something like that. I don't know if they just got into it. I don't know. That's all I heard.
It's probably a little, training camp stuff. You know how it is. People get into fights and all this stuff all the years. Nothing's going to come of it. Remember when Steve Smith broke his cornerback's jaw?
Steve Smith.
From the Panthers.
Panthers, yeah.
Stuff like that happens. Yeah, I don't think much of it.
Or Geno Smith last year.
Well, Geno Smith, his whole career has, that punch has ruined his career. It really has turned his career to another road that I bet he didn't see coming, like the punch. But my Jets being 0-6, that's possible, but I can easily see us going. I can see us going 4-2 in that same stretch also. I can see us beating the Bengals, Bills, Chiefs, and, possibly the Steelers or the Cardinals there.
Yeah, here's what I would say.
3-3, I'll be happy.
They'll go 0-6 if they did not sign Larry, or not Larry.
Here we go again. If
Ryan
they sign Fitzpatrick, because Geno ain't ain't nothing to you, this and that. Like I said,
6 with
give
Geno.
him. I told you, give him.
6 with Geno.
I told you, give him the seasoning so he can make the chicken. I already told you about this.
They already tried to give him the seasoning.
No, they never gave him no seasoning. They gave him chicken. That's all they gave.
They gave him a little onion powder. And
they
guess
gave him
what?
none of that.
Just fumbled it all, dropped it on the floor, and said, anybody got...
Curley was his best receiver when Geno Smith was the starting quarterback. Do you know where Jeremy Curley is today?
Probably selling cars somewhere.
No, he's a solid. That's a solid number 3 guy. Don't ever diss my man like that ever again. But my point is, he was the number 1, and that's a problem. Okay. Hey, wait.
Isn't he a slot guy?
Geno's got to make that chicken salad. I like chicken salad. Chicken Caesar salad. That's pretty good. If Geno can make chicken Caesar salad, that's a pretty good year. Okay. But he was never get.
What's a chicken Caesar salad like record-wise? What's that translate to?
I imagine like a 10-6 record. Yeah, that's a solid salad, man. That's a solid salad. That's a really good. You know, that's a matter of fact, 11-5 because that's a really good salad.
Wow. I don't know about that.
Chicken Caesar salad is 11-5 record. That's a really good salad right there. Okay. I say 10-6 because I can, obviously if I'm gonna have a chicken meal, I don't think a chicken Caesar salad will be up there as my number 1s. But a chicken marsala, that's like a 12-4, 13-3 record right there. You know what chicken marsala is, right?
Jamek says they gave Geno expired season.
Thank you. See, that's what they gave him. They got everything expired. Yeah, I love how you're dying laughing. We got a from Sharky, Barky. Who will win the NFC East? I'm leaning towards Giants. I would say Cowboys, but much of their D-line is suspended, and their corners won't be able to defend receivers like, Odell Beckham Jr. or Deshaun Jackson. And speaking about Josh Norman, sorry to cut off real quick. You seen the video when Deshaun Jackson was cooking that ass? Speaking about seasoning too, and there was concerns about that.
Who, Norman?
Whatever. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson was cooking him in.
I think I watched the play. He took a step one way.
But then your boy Patrick Peterson spoke smack on Twitter saying, "Hey, and they want to give him all that kind of money."
Patrick Peterson deserves to be paid more than Josh Norman does.
But then Josh Norman said, then links, there was like, if he's talking all that smack, then they show the video of Deshaun Jackson scoring a touchdown on Patrick Peterson. So I thought that was pretty funny at the same time.
They rolled him back.
When it comes to the NFC East, I think that's a pretty wide open division. I think we spoke about this.
I never know how to pick that division every single year. Besides, usually the Redskins are more on the lower level. It's usually
they won it last year, so you can't say that.
I'm going to say it's going to be you know what? I might say Giants only because usually their secondary is where their weakness is when it comes to their defense. And they went and revamped that with Janoris Jenkins, who I think is a very good cornerback. Where they went and I thought maybe might have made a mistake was sign Olivier Vernon to all the money that they gave him. I don't know if that was the smartest thing to do. But on that same note, I don't know if the Eagles are going to be that team to contend. I don't know if the Redskins are. Well, the Redskins, Kirk Cousins, this year for him is make or break with that franchise tag. But to me right now, the most consistent team that doesn't have very many question marks is the Giants.
The Giants. Oh man, it's just this division. The one that I think has the least questions are the Redskins, to be honest. Least questions. But I want to give a shout out to Zach because during the week, he sent me and you a tweet from I guess it's called the Playoff Predictor, and he gave us a link where this website. I don't know how I hope Zach can explain in the chat room how they came up with their predictions, but he gave us a Playoff Predictor link, and overall they got the Cardinals winning the Super Bowl. But when it comes to the NFC East, they have the Giants going 7-9, 1-5 in the division.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
So, but they got the Cowboys taking the whole division with an 8-8 record. And to be honest, I could see 9 wins taking this division.
I don't want to, do one of these. But for those who are interested right now, Alex Rodriguez is taking an at-bat against the Boston Red Sox right now.
His last at-bat?
Not his last. He's
versus the Red Sox, I think it would be.
Last game is against last game is on Friday. But, it's one of the last at-bats you're going to see with Alex Rodriguez. So for those, if anyone's interested, it's on ESPN right now against the Red Sox, and he's up to bat. So anyway, back to the NFC East. The Cowboys, I didn't mention them, but we talked about them last week. A lot of suspensions on the defensive side of the ball. Tony Romo's coming back from injury. And you have a rookie running back who I personally think is going to be successful because with the amount of talent that Ezekiel Elliott has, you put him behind that offensive line, you should be able to run the ball. You shouldn't have a problem there. There's a couple of rumors right now saying Darren McFadden might be on the trade block, which is fine. But a couple of question marks with that team. A couple question marks with the Eagles. Quarterback controversy potentially with the Eagles. The Redskins, if Kirk Cousins slings the ball the way he did last year, it's, I think, going to be potentially a Redskins-Giants showdown.
I think,
Cowboys as well. I don't know.
Cowboys. I think Cowboys, they have a lot of question marks because, one, it comes to the health issue with Tony Romo. Run DMC is also hurt right now. The suspensions on the defensive side of the ball. The Eagles, I think they might have the second most talented roster in this division behind the Cowboys, to be honest.
Who'd you say?
I said I think the Eagles might have the second most talented roster in this division behind the Cowboys. The thing is, the Giants have the most healthy, most consistent quarterback in this division because, Eli is always going to be there every week, and you know what he's going to give you every single week. I don't think he's the best. I think Tony Romo, when healthy, is the best quarterback in this division, but the one you can rely on the most is Eli Manning. And then they probably have the most dynamic playmaker in the division with Odell Beckham Jr. It's just we got to see how that defense meshes because, they signed a lot of big money on that side of the ball, and we got to see how that translates because me, chemistry is a big thing when it comes to all of sports, and they signed all these guys, off-season champions. I don't know if it's going to translate, quickly enough for them to be contenders. But I can easily see the Giants taking this division and being favored by people's minds. So, yeah, I think if you're a Giants fan, you should be confident in a sense that you have a strong chance to make this division. I don't think it's a gimme, but if they come in last place, that's definitely a disappointment.
Logan on Twitter asks, how are the Bengals going to look this season? And more importantly, how is Andy Dalton going to look?
Well, if his confidence is high from last year and he's, taking those baby steps from those first 10 weeks, if he can stay consistent like he was, he's going to be fine. He could be one of the top 10 quarterbacks in this league. He showed it last year. He deserves a lot of praise. He did tail off a little bit towards the year, but if they can keep it balanced, and my only concern is you don't have Hugh Jackson now running the offensive coordinator duties. How is the offense going to change? And I know there was a lot of, they lost a lot of free agents. That's my concern. But overall, I think you should be confident also in Andy Dalton. I just don't know if we're going to see that MVP status that we saw those first 10 weeks all year round this upcoming year. But if he could take, if he takes one step back from that, you'll be all right. If he can stay at that same level, you're extremely happy.
I'm going to say the Bengals take a step back this year. There's only so many years that you can sit there and just keep making, the first round of the playoffs, and losing. Losing.
Yeah, when you have your chance. Yep.
It's like, how many chances are you going to really have, before your luck runs out? And I think this year the Bengals' luck might run out. I think the Steelers overtake that division. And I can see teams like the AFC West, like the Raiders, Broncos, and Chiefs. Two of those teams grabbing one of those two teams grabbing a wild card spot. With how much talent there is in that division, I can see the Bengals potentially being bumped out.
I can see that. I'm starting to think right now, going into the year, that the Steelers, who I like, and I'm high on Big Ben, who I think is who's an elite quarterback, the third best in the NFL. I think they're going over. I think they're overrated going into the year. I think the Steelers are very overrated going because you lost one of your top wide receivers for the year. You're one of your best weapons. Le'Veon Bell is out for the first 4 weeks. There's question marks on the defensive side of the ball. I
don't know about overrated.
I think they're overrated. Some people have got them very high.
I wouldn't say extremely overrated, but you have to understand the fact that Ben Roethlisberger was hurt last year, and he is coming back healthy.
That's the only reason I would say, I would have some, saving grace, some confidence in, because Big Ben is the third best quarterback in the NFL. If not, he could be the second best quarterback in the NFL too, right?
He
could be. I wouldn't say that. I think number 3. I would say number 3.
I say Aaron Rodgers is always in that conversation for one. Him and Tom Brady.
Yes.
Now that Peyton is no longer in the league, Drew Brees.
No,
it's tough.
Big Ben, man. It's Big Ben.
Yeah. I'd say Big Ben after those two. I'd say he's number 3 right now. I'd say he's 3.
I think the Steelers. That's Zach just said don't sleep on Baltimore, and that's what a lot of people are doing. And I don't think you can sleep on the Cincinnati either, because a lot of people are going to think, hey, they lost a lot of pieces. They had their window to do some damage in the playoffs. I don't think you can sleep on those two teams, especially how this division know each other. So, and this division knows how to draft besides the Browns.
The Ravens, I think, in my opinion, are one of the best drafting teams in the NFL.
Of course they are. And they have to me, besides Bill Belichick, the best coach in the NFL. I think the Ravens will, once again, be, who they always been. A tough team, a consistent team, and, Joe Flacco's healthy coming into this year. Hopefully the receiver that didn't get to play last year was a Perriman. Perriman, yeah, he comes back this year. This team could be dangerous. So, yeah.
I don't know if he last I heard, he suffered potentially another setback. I might be wrong on that. But you're right about not sleeping on the Ravens. I know I didn't talk about them. I know I said the Steelers, I think, are going to win that division. The Bengals are going to take a step back. But I did not say the Ravens.
Oh, not you. I'm just talking about overall. When I say stuff like this, I mean like the overall chatter in the NFL world.
They were also a team that lost a handful of games by just a very, very few amount of points. So they were in it for most of their season. So yeah, I can see the Ravens. I could even see the Ravens winning the division as long as that team stays healthy. Injuries derailed that team last year. It was terrible what they had to endure. Now, I'd say the Ravens right now have an edge over the Steelers with, a guy like Le'Veon Bell being out for the first 4 games of the year, on them not having Martavius Bryant for the season. So, I think the Ravens are a team to watch as well. But
I'll tell you, Antonio Brown's numbers is going to be stupid those first 4 weeks.
You would hope so. You would really hope so.
Especially these guys are going to be probably drafting him number 1 and number 2 overall in that Wake Up It's Football ESPN Fantasy League.
We still got to figure out if we're doing 10 or 12 people.
We should do 12 teams. And then whoever drafts Antonio Brown, hey, let's talk about a trade, baby. Let's talk about a trade. Yeah.
I don't know who has the first overall pick. I think Zachification said he had it earlier. I can't remember. But if he does, you're going to have to talk to him. I have to see about 12 spots. I know Bird Gang said he wants in.
Jason Fay said he wants in.
Yeah, Jason said he wants in. So, and I also did receive 2 emails, which I told those 2 people. I don't know whose emails they are. Could be these 2 guys, putting them on a wait list. So I could just very well add them. If it's not them, I don't know. That means we'd have 14 people, total 14. So
We got Panthers God saying the Panthers are going to go 19-0
Yeah.
when they couldn't beat a 9-year-old
Panthers God.
grandfather.
Panthers God. I don't know what kind of Madden game you're playing over there. He's probably playing. He's either sleep going to bed thinking, oh, 19-0, he's dreaming, or he's playing 19-0 on Madden, because that's not going to happen.
I do agree with two of those things he just said. Saints are trash, even though the Falcons still have a chance, to improve that defense. They're also trash. I'm with you, bro. Don't worry, they're trash.
Yeah, Super Hippo. You want the number 4 pick. Here's what's going to happen. If I wasn't on that wait list, but you still got to throw me in there. All right, Jason. Well, I got to see who's – Bird King said he was on the wait list. Somebody else said – so that means we got 3. Someone's going to end up getting left out.
Yeah, someone's going to be left out, man.
Crap. Yeah, I'm not changing up the draft order because everybody has that draft order set. So whoever's if I do this, which it sounds like I may do it now. They'll get the 11th and 12th pick. Those two.
That means I get the 10th pick. Damn, you guys are heartless.
No, I got the 9th pick.
Heartless. That's all right. It's okay.
I gotta switch the PPR. I gotta go to scoring here. How do I do this? League administration tools. I'll do this later.
I know, Zach, I'm not sleeping on Atlanta. I just want to call them trash because, I know they got a quarterback. I'm not sure about their running back, okay? I know he had a monster year last year when he was healthy. But I would like to, I don't know, was that a fluke year? Will the defenses catch up to him? Will the defensive coordinators, the game plan catch up to him? I would like to see that with Freeman. It's just their D-line was hard. I think they were ranked near last again in sacks. They just got to get some pressure on the quarterback. And you got to hope Vic Beasley transforms into that. They need some consistency in that front 7. So that's what I would like to see from Atlanta. And if they correct that, yes, they can be dangerous. I know they started off 6-0 last year. I'm not that stupid, okay, to sleep on them that much. But I am not that confident in them either. Meg Ryan.
The standard points has receiving and rushing touchdowns at 6 points. I thought it was 4 for some reason.
What weapon? What's
standard scoring on fantasy football is 6 points for a touchdown scored by a running back and a wide receiver?
Yes. Yeah. The only time I see 4 points is for a quarterback. Okay. Sometimes they do it like that.
Okay. All right. Well, then I'm not going to touch it. I only did this. This is what I did. I changed 3 things. This is just extra bonus points. If you have a quarterback that throws for 400 yards plus, you'll get 2 extra points. If you have a running back who runs for 100 to 199 yards, he'll get an extra point. And if you have a running back that runs for over 200 yards, he'll get extra 2 points.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool.
So should I change? So if I'm doing that for running backs, should I do that for receivers?
Yes.
Okay, I'll change that. I'll do that for receivers then.
I think so. That'll be unfair.
Yeah, because, it would be unfair.
Even though this day and age.
PPR. I'll take back the PPR and I'll do.
How many wide receivers do you have starting? 2, 3?
There's 2 receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex spot.
Okay, all right. Just wanted to make sure. All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna add that real quick to the scoring. 1, 2, 6.
The Raiders will have 10 wins. Hey, I can see the Raiders winning the division.
I could see the Raiders winning the division.
I can see them winning. Yeah, of course. I can see that. And now with quarterback being a question mark, that division is open. Okay. I'm still not even though the Chiefs running game should be, the best in the NFL this year. They got 3 guys they can rely on. That defense, the Chiefs can be very consistent again this year and go on a hot streak. They were the hottest defense for 10 weeks straight, the Chiefs. But then, playoffs came and Alex Smith was asked to be a quarterback. You know what that happens,
Yeah. I'm trying to get this league set up. So since I have everyone here, why is this as? What the heck is?
I can definitely see the Raiders. The Raiders have the most potential in the division. With all this young talent, they can make another big leap. That's the thing. The Chiefs can't make a huge leap. The Broncos can't make a huge leap because most of their top guys, have filled their potential. The Raiders' top guys have not reached their potential, and that's what makes them dangerous. The Raiders can, take another. If Derek Carr, Amari Cooper, Khalil Mack, et cetera, take, another step forward, a team could be very dangerous.
Well, I might have some bad news. Wait.
Bad news.
I don't have bad news. I do not have bad news.
No bad news.
I can edit the amount of teams in this league up to 20 if I want.
No, yeah, wait, we're not doing that. Believe
all right,
me,
so
never
all right,
do that.
all right. You got. I really wanted to do 10. Really wanted to.
But all the nagging got to David.
But
that's how you do it.
I will change it to 12, and I will figure out who those 2 extra people are going to be, and I'll send those invites out. So we got Team 11 and Team 12 now. I'll make sure after the show I'll figure out all the details. So anyway, we got about 20 minutes left. I haven't really taken a look at the comment box. You guys are talking about Raiders. You guys are talking about Ravens. Chicago Bears surprise playoff team this year, coming from Starkey Sharky. Well, I don't know if you want to ask me that question because you might already know what I'm going to say.
Uh-oh, he's coming at next.
No, I just don't think Chicago. I mean, it's funny because where I live geographically, it's so close to Illinois. I hear it all the time from Bears fans. Oh, this is our year. We're going to do it. And they say it every year. And they just say it every year. Oh, this is our year, Jay Cutler. Our team's coming back healthy. They go 6-10. Oh, this is our year. Everybody say we're going to win the Super Bowl. They go like 7-9. It's like, I'm kind of tired of hearing about the Bears. They just don't do anything. Everybody hypes, we only lost by 3 points in 5 games. It's like, well, that's fine, but that's why you play to win the game, man.
Bringing it back, Herman Edwards. You play to win the game. And they make delicious chicken. Love chicken. Bears are trash. That's what they write. Bears are trash.
That's what I don't know about the Bears being a surprise team this year. I mean, I'd pick the Vikings before I picked the Bears.
Well, why not?
Well,
if the Bears make the play, that is a surprise.
Now that I think about it, hold on. Let me think about this for a second. They did rebuild that defense with a lot of talent. They did. Let me read off some of the guys there. On second thought, the Bears, yeah, they might not be that bad. Let me go look at who they picked up. I know it was Danny Trevathan from the Denver Broncos. Was one of their bigger acquisitions. But let me see if I can find myself some of the names. Pernell McPhee. Let me see if I can find it somewhere.
The Bears.
I hate talking about the Bears. Can I do this? Here we go by position.
We don't have to talk about them, man. Come on, man.
I'm just curious. I forgot who all their free agent acquisitions were.
They should just trade Jay Cutler to the Jets, man. That's what they should do for a 5th rounder.
Jarrell Freeman, formerly of the Colts. I don't know, man. They've brought in some guys that aren't too bad. They've drafted some guys that aren't too bad. Like I really like Eddie Goldman at nose tackle. I really liked him coming out of Florida State. I thought he was really good. Big nose tackle in the middle.
And the Lions are solid too. Let's not sleep on the Lions. The Lions are solid.
I don't know. I'm not going to talk too much. The Bears have Brian Hoyer. When the hell did they sign Brian Hoyer?
What does that matter? It's Brian Hoyer.
You never know. I just saw that.
They should just trade Jay Cutler to the Jets. That's what I'm saying.
It'll be an interesting time in the NFC North this year because I thought the Bears did a pretty solid job bringing some guys in free agency. Some of the guys they drafted in the last couple seasons I thought were pretty good. I think Cody Whitehair on the offensive line is going to fill in. It's unfortunate that Hieronymus, I think it's Grasu, suffered that ACL tear at center, so they're going to have to fill that spot as soon as possible. They have to figure out who they're going to put there, but it's going to be a very competitive division. I don't know about the Lions, Ezra. I don't know about the Lions. I don't know who they're going to play at running back. I think Amir Abdullah is a possibility.
Watch. The Lions are going to be competitive, man.
Megatron, they bring in Anquan Bolden to replace Megatron. I don't know how that's going to work.
They got Marvin Jones, okay?
The only statistic you need to see on the Lions is how many games Matthew Stafford has led that team to win against teams with losing records and teams with winning records.
Once again, what they got to incorporate is some running game. That's what they got to do this year, okay? That's what they need to do. Everybody talking about Megatron. Yeah, you know what? That is a big loss because they threw the ball way too damn much. They need to run the ball. I'm not saying the Lions are going to go to the playoffs, guys, okay? Let's take it easy. I said solid. I didn't say playoffs. I said solid. They need to run the ball. That's what they need. That's what they need to do. They can have you can name a million running backs. Their problem is they don't like running the ball. They need to change that this year.
Yeah, but the guys that they have at running back, Amir Abdullah looks like he might be their starter, and he looked a little shaky at times last year. If you go to their roster right now, let's read off their running backs and see who's even there. You know,
a lot of people were giving him a lot of praise last year, Abdullah, before the season started. It's just you got to give these guys some carries.
Yeah.
To get a rhythm.
It's hard to give a rookie carries when he fumbles the ball. When you fumble the ball as a rookie, your ass is sitting on the bench. Point blank. That's what's going to happen. That's what happened. There was times where he would fumble the ball, and you're going to bench listen, you're going to learn from your
Tiki used to fumble that ball all the time. Okay, so, Tiki Bobby.
Here we go. Ready?
Adrian Peterson fumbles the ball all the time.
Stephen Ridley, Theo Riddick, George Wynn, Dwayne Washington, Amir Abdullah. Those are all the running backs that they currently have on that roster.
Just run the ball. Just run it. That's all I'm saying.
You don't really have someone there to run the ball.
Man, come on now. You don't need a superstar in this. The Chiefs showed it last year. Okay? Yeah, Jamal Charles went down.
Charkandrick West actually is a good player. He showcased that. He was able to do that
because he actually got carries.
Yeah, but that's fine. That's fine.
Of course, he got to showcase that.
But you can't just run the ball and be successful at it if you're physically not able to do it. You have to be good at what you do.
I can't show you the goods if I got the towel wrapped around me. You know what I'm saying? You got to unwrap the towel if you want to see the goods.
I don't know about all that. Packers 11-5, Vikings 11-5, Bears 6-10, Lions 5-11. Yeah, we'll see. Packers get Jordy Nelson back.
I was saying before about the predictions. Those are Zach's. Those are Zach's predictions. I thought this was like a generated predictor. It was his prediction. So he did pick on his prediction 11-5 for Vikings and Packers. But the best, he's got the Cardinals going 15-1.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
He's got the Raiders, Chiefs going 10-6, Patriots going 11-5. Makes no sense because the Jets are going to win the division this year. Who is
a Bird Gang? Bird Gang, just real quick.
He's got the Bengals going 13-3. Wow.
Are you Johnny Ledesma? If you are, let me know so I can send you an invite. I don't know who that is.
That's the biggest shock out of his predictions. He's got the Bengals going 13-3.
The Cardinals fan says they're not going 15-1. So I don't know. That should tell you something. Bird Gang, are you Johnny Ledesma? I'm trying to figure this out. Trying to send invites out.
Who's Johnny?
They have no holes on their team. To an extent, that's true. Yeah, he's Johnny. All right, Johnny. Johnny, you're getting an invite. I gotta get your email address. But
Do you have White Castle in Wisconsin?
I got a White Castle about 7 minutes away from my house. I hate White Castle.
Oh man, come on.
White Castle is terrible, man.
The only fast food I could get right now is White Castle or McDonald's. I'm gonna go with White Castle. White Castle blows McDonald's out the water.
Not even close, dude. White Castle
Blows them out the water.
Disgusting.
Love their little burgers and them chicken rings. Delicious.
Doodalicious, maybe.
No, man.
Doolicious. I don't know about Doolicious. Ezra, you need to stop. You need to stop being lazy, man. You need to get yourself in this fantasy football league.
I did try that. I clicked the link.
No, you did not try. You said, man, I gotta sign up for ESPN.
Look. I'm gonna do it right now. Watch it. Say it again. Okay, I clicked the link and this and that, blah, blah, blah. It takes me to ESPN. Join this league. Click. And then it says, do you want to sign up? I'm like, all right, let me log in with Facebook. Then I hit Facebook. And then it says, you got to create an account.
Don't sign up with Facebook.
I got to do everything right
now? Don't sign up with Facebook.
Why not?
Why would you do it? Just create. Look, type in.
You see, now you want me to create a whole
password. Email password, boom, done. And that's it. That's all you need to do.
He said Ezra needs a do-rag. No, USC. I'm not in San Diego. Not just yet.
I visited San Diego.
It's instant diarrhea. That's okay. It's worth it. White Castle's worth it.
No, it's not. It's terrible.
It's worth it. Cleans the system.
So nasty. It's so nasty.
The little onions. Oh, the little burgers. So delicious. And then I have no other burger joints. I don't have an In-N-Out right now. Okay. I don't have Five Guys is closed. I don't have all the Shake Shack is closed. I don't have any of this good stuff right now. Because I don't live inside New York City. I live outside of New York City. So that's where all the good stuff, is at. I hear everything about In-N-Out. I hear the legend of In-N-Out. I hear that's the best burger spot. That's what everybody tells them.
I had In-N-Out. I actually like Five Guys more.
Oh, you like Five Guys more than In-N-Out? Bird Gang just put it in there too.
No, Bird Gang said it's overrated. I like Five Guys. I like Five Guys more than In-N-Out.
Oh man, I wish there was four of them. I say, if we put a division, who would be? If we had a preseason ranking, who would it be? Oh, Shake Shack is king.
Hold on, you'd have if you're talking the 32 teams, fast food wise, you got McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell.
McDonald's would be in last place for me. I love Wendy's is up there. That's a contender for me.
That's a division. You got like In-N-Out, Five Guys.
I might have Wendy's as my number one as in that division.
You're gonna have to put Chipotle in there. But I don't know if you guys got Qdoba. I like Qdoba more.
I've never heard of Qdoba.
It's the same thing, but I think it tastes better.
Then what? The Chipotle?
Yeah.
I don't know. Not a fan of Five Guys.
We have to figure that. That's a good one for like when we have some spare time one of these days. Put like a
somebody put Five Guys is overrated. See, everybody has their own thing. In-N-Out is better.
Arby's.
Is Sonic in that division? I've never seen a Sonic in my life, so I can't tell you.
I've never seen a Sonic either.
What do they have Sonics at? Because I've never seen a
I see the
Sonic.
commercials on the TV. It's like, oh, get a Sonic, get a
It
hot
says,
dog.
look, and even UNC just said
You know
we
what?
don't.
I wish I could, but I can't.
UNC just put we don't have Sonics in SoCal. They said we don't have Sonic in New York City.
Well, I don't have a Sonic over here either. But the commercials are on the TV all the time.
I think it's money laundering. It's a shell company. no one's seen a Sonic, but they got commercials everywhere.
Oh man.
We got Chick-fil-A for life. I had it one time. Yeah,
Really solid.
yeah. Gino can make. Gino would even have the ingredients to make a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich.
Before we head out, before I forget, I think it was Jason Jason Fay. Send me your email address. I gotta see who the other person was who sent me their email address. I gotta figure out who's getting in on this last spot. It might be you. I gotta see who it was who even sent me this email. But if you don't want to send me your email address over the chat, you can send it to me to my email address that's listed in the comment section below. You can just shoot me an email, your email address. I got to figure out, since everybody's here right now, who, I think it's I Am Lit.
I am lit.
I think
that's the email.
I saw his username as I Am Lit.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say,
Last
guys, don't use that as an email. I don't want to see anybody's email that says, "Yo, Thug Passion 98."
All right, so I think
email,
since he's not here today, that lit guy is not here today. I think he was here last week. I never seen him before. Unfortunately, I don't have to do this. I'm gonna have to pick somebody. I'll take Jason since he's been here. He's posted more comments tonight than I Am Lit posted last week. I'll do it by comments. Jason's been here contributing all night to the comment section, so I'll give it to him. I got your email address right there, so I'll send you an invite as well. And you'll get into the fantasy football league. We're gonna do 12 teams, and then the last person being Bird Gang as well. Bird Gang and Jason Fay, you guys are gonna take spots 11 and 12 in the fantasy football league. Ezra, who you want?
Yes, who I want my division?
You want Bird Gang or you want Jason?
Oh man, so it's tough right here, man. It's tough. Do it random. It's up to you, man. Put whoever in my division.
All right. Well, we need you to join the league first.
I'm gonna join. I gotta join last. Oh, Jason's calling me out. You can put Jason in my division since he called me out. Does Jason want to call me out?
He said, give me Ezra.
He calling me out. I want to sucker this kid the first couple weeks. You can edit the schedule. Put up week 1 so I could.
All right, hey.
0-1.
All right, it's like those in the
rivalry week.
In the WWE, what they'll do is they'll have they'll have two dum-dums yelling at each other. They're like, oh, you want to see these two idiots fight? Everyone's like, yeah. They're like, all right, we're gonna send you to WrestleMania. Everyone's like, all right, week 1 is gonna be Ez and Jason. I'm gonna have to figure out how to.
You better make sure in the schedule I face you one time, David, because I want to show the world.
I got somebody message me on Twitter as well. All right, we're gonna cut the show here. It's been about an hour and a half. So appreciate everyone who's tuned in.
Oh, he's a Pats fan too, Jason. Oh, I'm so happy about this.
Uh-oh. Jason's fan. All right, I'm gonna get him in the league. You, Ezra, better join. Bird Gang, join. I'm gonna send you guys the invites after the show is over. Appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight. So next week,
of course, next week. And guys, if you want to talk smack to me on Twitter @IdiotEzra or Snapchat @IdiotEzra, come holler at your boy during the week. Let's talk football. Let's talk some smack, especially now. We got this fantasy league going. I'm ready for some smack talk. That's the best thing about fantasy football.
Join the damn league. Come on, man.
I told you the best for last.
I don't want
I'm gonna make sure I'll be there. I'll be there.
Yes.
I gotta sign up. I gotta put my name. I gotta put
I
my
don't wanna put
age.
it
I
in
gotta
the
put all this. I gotta do all this stuff. Tomorrow I'll do it. Promise. I'll sign up. I got things to do tonight. I gotta go get some food.
What do you gotta go do? I gotta go get White Castle so it ruins my intestines and
That's right. I gotta eat White Castle, and after that, you know I'm gonna be busy. Right after White Castle, I'm gonna be busy, so I can't be on the computer or I'm gonna have a messy chair. I can't have all that.
No, all right, we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna stop right there. Appreciate everybody who tuned in. Thank you. I'm not gonna read all the names. You know who you are. We're gonna be doing this same time, same place next week. Red Zone Blitz. It's me, Dave from Wake Up Is Football. Hit me up on Twitter, Facebook. You see the tags right there. Let them know where they can find you.
I just said, Idiot Ezra on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram. You guys have a good night and a good week. I'll see you guys around.
All right, take it easy, guys, and heads up for those who are receiving those invites for the Fantasy Football League. I'm sending those shortly. All right, we're out.